Okay, this is another fourfer from Chapter 5 and Chapter 7 on polynomial operations, both addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. The first question asks us negative 2x multiplied by 10x squared minus 4x plus 6. Take all of that and divide it by negative 4x. Now, you technically could divide the negative 2x by the negative 4x, but we're not going to even talk about that because it's not something I want you to consider. What I want you to really consider is that what we're going to do is simplify what this really means, this part up at the top. And once we've simplified that, we're going to take that solution, that polynomial solution, and divide that solution by negative 4x. So in order to simplify that top part, we need to use distributive property. Negative 2x times 10x squared will be negative 20x cubed when we multiply it. And the reason why is negative 2 times x is negative 2x multiplied by 10 multiplied by x times x, because that's what 10x squared is. When we have negative 2 times negative 10, we get the coefficient of negative 20. X times x is x cubed. Okay? So the first one, when we multiply using distributive property, we get negative 20x cubed. The second one, when we multiply negative 4x by negative 2x, 2x times 4x is 8x squared, and a negative times a negative is a positive, or negative 2 times negative 4 is positive 8, and x times x is x squared. And finally, the last one, negative 2x times positive 6, will be negative 12x. So when we simplify that distributive property of the top part, that's what we get. We're going to take all of that and divide it by negative 4x, which means we need to use distributive property. So each of these terms in the trinomial must be divided by negative 4x. So for those who struggle, it's best to rewrite it again as being negative 20x cubed divided by negative 4x, 8x squared divided by negative 4x, and negative 12x divided by negative 4x. When you do the first one, you're going to get, this here is going to become positive 5x squared. When you do this, you get negative 2x, and when you do this one, you get plus 3. And that is your solution to the first question. Your next question is the subtraction of this product from this, or this product from this product. Okay, I got that backwards, but that's okay. So what we're going to do here is we're going to multiply these two out using distributive property. So the first one is going to be this. 2 times negative 2x is negative 4x, and 2 times negative 4 is negative 8. I'm going to keep that in brackets because that's what the product of 2 multiplied by negative 2x minus 4 is. And take away a product of 3 and 6x minus 2, which will be 18x minus 6. Subtracting polynomials is easiest to add the opposite to each. And when we do that, we're going to end up with gathering like terms of negative 22x minus 2 as your solution. Question 3 is, this is the division of a binomial from a monomial. And to it, we're going to add to it the product of a monomial and a binomial. So we're going to add these two things together. So the first thing I'm going to do is use division. Take a different color this time. I'm going to divide this polynomial, or this binomial, by 2x, giving me 5x minus 2. And to that I'm going to add, I'm going to keep this in brackets because that's what my solution is for that division. To that I'm going to add a negative 6x minus 16. So when I divide, I get 5x minus 2, and when I multiply, I get negative 6x minus 16. Gather like terms, you get negative 1x or negative x minus 18 as your solution. And your last question says the product of negative 8 by the trinomial 2x squared minus 4x plus 3. Take that solution and divide it by the quotient of negative 4x divided by 2x. So I'm going to simplify the top part, and I'm going to simplify the bottom part, and then I'm going to divide them by each other. So the top part will work out using distributive property. The negative 16x squared plus 32x minus 24 divided by, this is going to work out to be a negative 2. So when I simplify the top and bottom parts, I end up with this. Now I'm going to use distributive property to divide each of these terms in the top by negative 2, giving me the solution of 8x squared minus 16x plus, not minus, 12, because a negative 2 divided by negative 24 is a positive 12.